It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. Back porch time. And, you know, it's funny because what we're seeing happening right now, I hope that you guys are paying very close attention to, because it's setting the tone, it's setting the stage. However this plays out, granted, it will be a knockdown, drag-out fight in between until we get to that point. But it is left versus right. It is Democrats versus Republican, but more so, better yet, probably good versus evil. And if they could have their way, then they would allow for someone to defend themselves with lethal force and murder innocent people and get away with it.
Jeff, can I have a conversation with you?
No, because you could have called him before that. You could have called him.
I've been reaching out. I'm one of the biggest figures in America.
Jeff,
nobody's ever
I've given your message. I've given you your message, and here's the response.
Family members, everybody I could find.
I've given you your message, and here's the response.
You've not given my message. You've given your message.
What he said was
What's your issue with the event?
What
What
he
did
said
we do wrong?
was this. He said that you, as a father, should be on the bus with him, delivering the message that he's delivering. Unfortunately, he's not a father, and the gentleman with him is not a father. Maybe they don't understand what loss is. But at the end of the day, I've given your message.
I do understand what loss is. I lost family members.
Let me have 1 minute of my message to Jeff Metcalf.
Call him.
Okay, this is bullshit, bro.
He's on the phone right now.
This is bullshit. This is not a good faith discussion. You're not going to talk to him, bro.
Hold on. So, Jeff, go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Jeff, it's Jake Lang here. Jeff, first of all, my entire heart rests in your hands. I would be in my position, not even as somebody that knew your son, but somebody that shares the same understanding. I grew up as a 17-year-old young white man too, and I grew up in fear of my life around black people because they were killing and robbing people around me all the time. And I don't understand, as I was a father, you could sit idly by and not condemn the culture that killed your son. There is an epidemic problem in this country, and your voice could be one of the loudest voices in this country, but you've chosen to recoil out of fear and continue the suppression. Why will you not stand with me and with the rest of the people? We're not calling for racial divide. We're not calling for hatred. We're saying 350,000 attacks on white people by black people a year in this country is wrong. Why can't you stand that and say with that? Maybe you can. Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest a beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today.
Are you done?
Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk.
Of my son. Let me finish. I gave you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you.
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir. You are creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness.
Black man here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
Hey, Jeff.
That's the problem. You've been submitted.
Jeff. I'll handle it from here.
You've been submitted.
And then make it a racial issue by not making it a racial issue. And, grandstanding and going on different shows or holding press conferences or even just kind of being a ghost and standing back behind some other spokesperson that is essentially representing you or your behalf, as you apparently don't give a shit about your son, rest in peace, or his twin brother, still alive, and somehow have made this into a political nightmare, more than likely with some financial influence and motivation behind it all. Protests are taking over, even here in Florida. They're protesting again in Pensacola. Yeah, I'll stay away from that. No, thank you. I'm not trying to be any sort of virtue signaling hero here, so I'm going to continue to fight my fight right here in my backyard. making videos, sharing information, speaking the truth. And I think the truth, more importantly, is that, yeah, Jamie Raskins, he's presenting a threat, maybe not so much directly to President Trump, but to those who support him, as you guys can see here. But the threat, I think, is only going to get worse, only going to get more dangerous, and only going to get more challenging. And we're going to need to do all we can to be ready, be prepared, be protected, okay? Remember, folks, keep your head in the swivel, watch your six, stay frosty, friends, and pay attention to this, because this is alarming. Survey results expose 55% of self-identified leftists say killing President Trump is justifiable. This after countless calls for and demanding threats by Democrats in Congress inciting violence, acts of vandalism, domestic terrorism, Teslas torched, and some wild George Soros-funded hands-off protests taking place in multiple countries, cities, states, all around the world. The DOJ revealed that Trump assassin Ryan Routh tried to buy military weapons from Ukraine to kill Trump, including a rocket launcher. Routh asked the Ukrainian military for a Stinger or RPG to take out Trump because Trump would be bad for Ukraine. Routh goes on to say the weapons of war that are paid for and supplied by the U.S. military get lost all the time on the battlefield, and no one would miss them. Has Ukraine illegally smuggled U.S. weapons to kill other world leaders or state enemies? Most importantly, the Ukrainian government knew about the Trump assassination in advance. Did they? Did they warn anyone? This is absolutely massive, folks. We must begin to prepare and protect ourselves from all dangers and threats, and most importantly, the most dangerous threats and innovations in technology that are being created with the purpose and intent of causing widespread harm to many. Threats that we have been unable to effectively detect before disaster strikes. Well, that is until now. Liberty Defense Holdings is stepping up to the plate with a game-changing solution, Hexwave, a cutting-edge AI-powered security system designed to detect the undetectable. We're talking concealed weapons from metal guns to 3D printed ghost guns, plastic explosives, even rocket launchers like the one Routh was after, all sniffed out in real time without slowing you down. And this isn't your grandma's metal detector. It's a high-speed walk-through portal that's already being rolled out in airports, courthouses, and top-secret government sites like Los Alamos National Lab.
By the time you watch this video, this spot is going to be full of tourists getting selfies. This is the town where the U.S. built the first atomic bomb.
All America's industrial might and scientific innovation connected here.
Los Alamos.
And get this. It's backed by exclusive tech from MIT, so you know it's the real deal. Now, here's where it gets real interesting for you guys, my savvy viewers, as I know you are. And Liberty Defense isn't just about protecting us from chaos. It's an investment opportunity you don't want to sleep on. Trading as scanned on the TSX Venture Exchange or LDDFF on the OTC. This is a low-cost stock with massive upside potential. And we're talking about a company tackling today's biggest threats: terrorism, smuggled weapons, unhinged radicals, and turning it into a scalable global business. Airports, schools, stadiums, they're all potential customers, and Liberty's already locking in deals worldwide from the US to the Middle East.
Welcome to Liberty Defense. The Hexwave walkthrough screening system uses proven millimeter wave technology to deliver advanced detection of non-metallic and metallic threats. It's built for urban security and airport aviation worker environments, providing seamless and touchless high-throughput flow. Today's metal detectors in the field, even so-called smart metal detectors, can only detect metallic objects. Hexwave uses enhanced AI-enabled detection to find concealed weapons and improvised threats, such as 3D printed guns, ghost guns, and explosives made of liquid, powder, or plastic. The system can also identify flares, tear gas, bear spray, and other prohibited items carried on a person. Hexwave does this at pace using a continuous S-curve configuration. Unlike most security applications that require people to divest items, Hexwave's walkthrough experience is seamless, so you can leave your cell phone, wallet, keys, and other common items in your pocket. Hexwave's AI can distinguish between threats and benign items, so it won't alarm on clothing, jewelry, or steel-toed boots, for example. Hexwave provides security officers with an immediate and visible go, no-go decision for automatic threat detection, reducing the number of false alarms and pat-downs, which then improves overall throughput. The system maintains privacy by using a generic avatar, and images are never seen by system operators. It works by using proven millimeter wave technology, a safe, low-power radio frequency signal that reflects off the body, creating an enhanced 3D image and producing 400,000 data points at 20 frames per second. The AI algorithms quickly calculate and analyze data faster than the human eye can see, providing an immediate alert if a threat or prohibited item is detected. We're continuously optimizing the deep learning AI algorithms so the system can easily receive updates on the latest threats being used by bad actors. Algorithms can be customized and trained for specific items of interest like drugs, alcohol, or merchandise, and immediately sent to the customer. Hexwave's mobility and flexibility allows customers to rapidly deploy in multiple locations, indoors and outdoors, as needed for their security screening requirements and as a layered security approach. Hexwave is commercially available and being deployed at locations such as airports for aviation worker screening, highly secure national labs, courthouses, correctional facilities, government buildings, and other urban security sites. The Hexwave is designed for any location that requires enhanced security. Liberty Defense helps combat threats with relentless security optimization. This is truly next-generation threat detection. Try Hexwave today.
Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You want to dig deeper, right? Head over to libertydefense.com to see how Hexwave works and why this could be the next big thing in security tech. But stick with me, folks, because we're going places. And stick with me in this video because I'm breaking down the tech, the market, and why this stock's a steal right now. So do me a favor, hit that like button, drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. If you got any questions, but more importantly, let's get educated together because in a world this wild, knowledge is power, and so is a smart investment. So Liberty Defense Holdings, TSXV SCAN, and check them out on the TSX exchange under the ticker symbol SCAN, SCAN, or on the OTC under LDDFF. The company's flagship product, Hexwave, utilizes advanced imaging and artificial intelligence, AI, to detect both metallic and non-metallic items, enhancing security in high traffic areas such as airports, stadiums, schools, and other public venues. AI-powered security by way of Hexwave detects concealed weapons, metal and non-metal, for airports, stadiums, and public venues, and they have Homeland Security's backing. Awarded a $1.75 million TSA contract for advanced imaging upgrades, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security featured them on a news release, which I will share with you guys, and I'll drop a link down below in the description if you want to dig deeper. Confirmed for 2025, their NASDAQ listing, boosting market visibility. That's huge, folks, okay? They already have major airport adoption with Palm Springs International having selected Hexwave for employee screening, also now at Toronto Pearson Airport. Do I have any folks north of the border watching, tuning in? Let me know. Middle East expansion has demonstrated Hexwave to a key U.S. ally, and the financial strength is huge. Closed an $8 million private placement just at the end of 2024 in December. And just as important, their leadership strengthened. U.S. security expert Brian Cunningham appointed president. He currently serves as senior counsel and advisor to Palantir Technologies. Liberty Defense projects $26 million in revenue for 2025, with expectations to reach $57 million in 2026. And that all sounds good to you now, doesn't it? But here's the TLDR, okay? Liberty Defense Holdings is changing the game in security with its AI-powered Hexwave system, which can detect both metal and non-metal threats in places like airports, stadiums, and schools. The company has a $1.75 million contract with the TSA and has been recognized by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and big airports, including Palm Springs International and Toronto Pearson, are already using its tech. And with a NASDAQ listing planned for 2025, oh, and by the way, they raised another $5 million. Liberty Defense is on the rise, folks. The company is also backed by advisor Brian Cunningham, who serves as an advisor to Palantir. And so before you guys hop on Interactive Brokers and type in SCAN or SCAN to pull up Liberty Defense Holdings, I want you guys to make sure that you guys have all the information that you could possibly need to make a well-informed, sound decisions. Remember, this isn't just about a national threat. This is about our personal investment opportunities as well. So let's not only secure our facilities and keep each other safe, but let's also secure our futures. And I want to thank Liberty Defense Holdings for sponsoring this video. And I want to thank you all for allowing me the opportunity to share this amazing opportunity with you. They start them young, folks. That's all I can say. And this isn't necessarily the picture perfect example of great parenting, but it is in fact happening. This is real. Sadly, unfortunately, these children don't know what they're growing up into, but as they get older, they will soon realize, much like Bill Maher has, that if you're not one of us, then, you know, the hell with you.
We have different jihadis that want to kill me. The purple-haired jihadis, the woke guys.
Well,
so
they kill me. They want to kill me just as bad.
Probably.
Oh, they really do.
No, you've been very outspoken on the woke stuff. Big time.
Oh, yes. I mean, and they, just the way within a religion, they hate their own apostates more. I would say they hate me more because I'm supposed to like get on the short bus to Crazy Town with them, and I won't. And yet I'm still a liberal. And still, like, you know, I mean, we probably could argue all day about Donald Trump and what he's doing, which I'm not down with. But, you know, it's always the people who are closest who think, oh, gosh, you shouldn't have, you're a traitor somehow.
I was going to ask, is it because they thought you were one of them and that...
I am one of them.
One of their strongest advocates who finally decided, you know what? I cannot continue to ride this ride anymore. I got to get off at the next stop. This shit is out of hand. This shit is insane. This shit is crazy. And this after his candidate lost. Can you imagine what this world would be like? What America would be like 100 days in under the direction of Kamala Harris, or better yet, whatever deep state operative was manipulating that puppet and pulling the strings from behind the curtain. Crazy to think. Fortunate we've dodged that bullet. And if you made it this far in the video, then I've got high hopes for you. And I appreciate you. If you like this video, like the video. Let everybody know that this is the type of content that you want more of. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share the word. Spread this message. I can't wait to read all your comments, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video. Take care. God bless. Happy Easter.
They're not one of me. I'm okay. It's the liberals who have...
So they've left you, not you left.
Yeah, well,
I think that's
I feel
fair.
like there's liberal and woke are two completely different things. It was the theme of my last stand-up special that I just did a few months ago. And it's basically, I mean, it wasn't the whole special, of course, but it was a large part of it devoted to that, to proving that case that, you know, what liberals believe, woke is something completely different. It's very often the opposite of it. You know, liberalism is, let's live in a colorblind society. That's the goal. Woke's goal is, we see race everywhere.
Race obsession.
Yes. Okay. So that's not liberal. You changed. Liberal is, there are two-state solution. Woke is river to the sea. Okay. Those are, so just don't take my word and say you're that. You took this and took it to, You got off the F train, you fell asleep, and you got off at 20 stops too far, and don't blame me for that.